How cheap can you get a Ford F250 Platinum today? We're gonna find out in this video. I borrowed this truck from Larry H. Miller, Super Ford here in Salt Lake City. Be sure to check out their inventory. Let's go ahead and check out the window sticker so you guys can see some of the options and features on this build. At the very top is a description with the colors, so carbonized gray. And then here's a short listing of the standard equipment. And down below, here are all the options. So if you don't know, Platinum does come standard with the gas engine. This one does have a 331 with the locker for 430, FX4 package, a few other things down below, rapid heat, engine block heater, wheel well liners front and rear, and then max recline was 335. Lastly, this does have a dealer installed option for the winch. Destination comes in at $1995. You guys see the base price there. And then $98,235 is the total MSRP. Here's some examples of pricing on Platinum. So $99,240 is the MSRP. They have it for $94,240. I'm pretty sure if you reach out to Larry Miller, they will do some discounting. This might be the best price one, but it depends on how long it's been in inventory as well. So just keep that in mind. I've yet to see a Platinum in antimatter blue. I ordered that truck and been waiting to see one come in. I actually missed just one truck that came in by like a day or so, and yeah, it was a sold order and the customer picked it up pretty quickly. But with that being said, on Platinum you get this satin finish on the front grille, painted bumpers, projector style headlights get added to this trim level. Fog lights are here, and they do add this silver trimming which looks so much nicer than the plastic that you get on the Lariat. Front parking sensors, and you guys see the worn winch. I know some people don't really care for this, but I think if I were to order a Ford truck in the future, I probably would add this. The only thing I would like for them to do is add that rubber piece that goes here. That way this sits better in here, or they just need to redesign the bumpers for them to fit these a lot better. I don't know, they don't fit that great on this truck from the factory. Now you guys can see you have your engine block heater plug there, and then here's just a better look at that front end. There is a camera on the front too. Then off to the side, I like the wheel design on the Platinum. Some people say they don't like them. I think they look great. I think that this truck has a really good appearance going down the road. And then these are the Bridgestone tires too. And here's the size. LT 275 65 20, so it should be a 34.1 inch tall tire. It has a nice aggressive look to it as well. If you want to see the capacity, 3,750 pounds, 80 psi. Solid front axle on the front end. And you guys saw the wheel liners inside of here too. Power deployable running boards. If you scoot back, you guys will see that side a little bit better too. The only downside to the Platinum trim is you cannot delete all this chrome on this truck. So you guys saw the power deployable running boards have it too. The only good thing about the Platinum though is you have the painted bumper, so if you want to get rid of most of the chrome, you can. It's pretty easy. 6'8" bed out back, and they do have these steps. I need to do a video on why I like Fords better. I will have to do that soon. And 34-gallon fuel tank with the standard bed, 7.4-gallon DEF. And then here's a quick look at the rear suspension. You have 4 leaves with that overload, and then liner. It is interesting why Ford makes you pay for this on a high trim truck too, by the way. Now, other reasons why you would buy the Platinum too, I like these taillights. Full LED. You only get these on Platinum and Limited, which is crazy. And then you have the steps out back. Applique. Truck has a great look to it. And then you have your Class 5 hitch with your 4 and 7 pin. These, I believe, are LED too. 331 rear. And this one does have that locker. And matching tire. I'm not sure if it has a matching wheel. And on this truck, you have the backup camera here and here with the sonar on top of the tailgate. So that way if you are backing up with the tailgate down, it will still alert you. Spray and bed liner is an option. I would like for them to do what GMC does, which makes it pretty much standard on the higher trim levels. But they don't have 2,000 watts of power like the Ford does. Bed view camera there. And you have a button on the back to turn on your bed lights. And then this is going to be power going back up. Let's go ahead and pop the hood and talk about this power. Let's go ahead and pop the hood and talk about this power stroke. I did a video on whether Ford should discontinue the standard output power stroke. I will put it at the end of this one if you'd like to watch it. Now here's my theory. Having 500 horsepower and 1,200 pound-feet of torque is clearly bragging rights, because most people know the standard output power stroke is just as powerful as the current Cummins and the Duramax, especially going up a 6% grade. I've done a bunch of towing tests to prove that. Now the 10-speed 10R140, it shifts a lot better for this redesigned truck. I drove a 2022 and was shocked at how different the transmission performed. Now granted, I do know that the transmissions do learn the way we drive, but with that being said, I drove two trucks and they both had just weird shift patterns, and I just think that they've done some good updates on how the transmission performs. But they are still using CP4 fuel pumps. You do have a water jacketed turbocharger, and I think the biggest reason why most people are going to buy this truck is because of the cooling. Now, as I said in the title of this video, this is a very odd truck. Carbonized gray with a Carmelo interior and no sunroof, no spray and bed liner. A very interesting spec truck. I can definitely tell that this was a sold order that got backed out of, because I don't think I've ever seen this before. And I do know that people do like the darker grays with this color interior. I would have done antimatter blue or the star white, either or. But nevertheless, it does still have a nice contrast for sure. And yeah, I think Ford gives you a lot of nice features like the B&O sound system, and this one has the 3 seat memories right there, power folding outside mirrors with power tow mode as well, and then you have power up and down for just the front windows too. Great storage on the door here, but these seats look great, and I highly recommend you just get the Max Recline, because this kind of acts as a shoulder support for you too. Tilt headrest, power steering column, and here's all your controls. Power pedals down below, electronic parking brake, and then here's that badge that says Platinum. Stepping in is super easy, especially with those power to pull running boards. And I've said this in the past, I love the big steering wheels that Ford puts in their truck. Like, look how big the steering wheel is. Let me see if I can go back a lot. There it is. It's a big steering wheel, huge. All right, I think I got it all in there. They have the biggest steering wheels in the segment. I like the silver Ford badge right there. Platinum, you guys can see some of the wood trimming. It's also on the doors right here. And then it's going to be on the center console. Great armrest design. You have that Carmelo. And there is suede right here. Also on the sides of the seats here, you can see there's a little bit of suede. Down below, a little bit of suede in the center here, and then leather wrap. But yeah, this interior looks really nice. Now I will say, back to the wood trimming in the interior, you guys see wireless charger, 2 USBs. This wood trimming was also up here, and for 2024 they took it away. And that's something I've noticed about truck manufacturers. They've been really adding things on the first model year and then just taking it away on the next year. It's like shrinkflation at its finest. Ram is probably the worst, and I would say that Ford is probably second to them. And then GMC, they did it this year to their Denali Ultimate package, where they took away a few things that they had on 2024 models. So heads-up displays right here, and up top, black liner, home link, and you have the auxiliary switches. Place for your sunshades, also LED interior lighting. You can slide this rear glass. You guys can see it has defrost, which is no surprise on a $100,000 truck. 12-volt power plug here. Only Ford and Ram add that still. And then 120 volt. Although, I think with the USBs, I don't think that's a big deal. I know some guys complain about it, but I think that you could probably get a plug that converts to one of these USBs, because the type C USBs, which are these two guys here, I think those actually will charge like the phone faster, I believe, compared to like a USB A. And then here is my favorite thing on the Ford trucks. They added general measurements for your temperatures and for your diesel, like measurements like turbo boost, engine brake, exhaust filter, DEF level. Great features, and they have like these auxiliary gauges, as they call it. Really nice setup. On this screen, you can find your massage seats right here. Actually, I already have them on. So you can change the intensity up to 3 levels, and there's 5 different types that they have. They have lower rolling, upper rolling, circular, cushion, full recovery. I think full recovery might be my favorite actually. And then you guys probably saw you have 3 levels for your, if I turn these off you can see it actually. But you have 3 levels for your lumbar, for your seat. Lastly, Pro Power onboard. Outback, decent storage. You guys can see the carpet floor mats here. More two-tone and armrest. Outboard heated seats, more USBs, 120 volt plug, and another 12 volt. So Ford gives you 2 of them. And then here's just a quick look at the door. And this is all finished in suede too. Now let's go ahead and check out the payload. Now I think that the numbers do include the winch too, by the way. So here are all the numbers. Gross axle rating out front will be 5,600 pounds. The rear is 6,340. 11,100 pounds is the gross vehicle weight rating. You guys can see the wheels 20 by 8 wide. I like to see 8.5. And then 3,069 pounds. So this being an F250, I would say that with the winch, that is a nice payload. But you have to keep in mind, this truck does not have a twin panel moonroof, doesn't have the spray and bed liner, or 5th wheel prep package. Those 3 things will probably drop that number down to 28 to 2,700 pounds, because I've never seen a Platinum in a 3/4 ton with the winch. So it gives you an idea at least of what you're going to have for payload with that option. But I hope you guys liked the video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure your bell notifications are on. See you guys soon.